Hello guys, welcome back my friends. Thank you for stopping by. So in this video I'd like to show you how I prepare this box for BBMPulser 5B. Also I use this box for BBMPulser 5S and could be used for 4th generation models. This is how it's gonna look once it's prepared. I'm gonna go ahead and open it so you can see inside. Later on I'm gonna be placing everything inside here. Capacitor bank's gonna be here, charging capacitors for high voltage circuit's gonna be here, diodes are gonna be here, and low voltage printed circuit board's gonna be here. Thyristor is gonna be on a top plate, and power supply is gonna be set here. Anyway, you guys seen it from previous videos. Okay, so I get them and they look like this, and so I take 4 screws off from each side and I take a lid off. Once I take a lid off, I have access to the internal parts, and so this front timer is gonna go off, and this hole is actually gonna be perfect for a power button. Then later this hole here that currently I have 1 screw here, I will be using for adjustment. I will make it larger, enlarge it, and place a power adjustment here. And these two I'm gonna have to make these 2 new holes, and they are gonna be somewhere here. So I will measure the size of this and make exact hole for this to go in. This is a LED support holder. All these internal parts are going to be removed. Pretty easy, just screws here, and then this comes off, and this timer comes from the back. This indicator comes out to the front. Then there is a couple screws that holding this high voltage transformer here, and they're on the sides here. I remove them. Then this red wire here from this lid, I make it so that it's long enough to reach all the way to the power switch. For example, like right here, it is long enough to reach to the power switch. This is the wire that comes from the fuse, and fuse is built in here. By the way, you're gonna need to use some kind of prime tool and prime it out. I already did it. And so there is a spare fuse, and this one is a real fuse, and there is a spare one inside. And usually they come 1 amp, and you need to replace them for 3 amp. I buy them in a bag and I just replace them because this circuit requires a 3 amp fuse. So I do that. Then I remove the sticker. Also on the bag here, this comes with a screen. This is for air to go in, and in my case the air is gonna be coming out, so I don't need to use this screen. So I remove this, then I unscrew all these 4 screws, and I take this fan out. This is 120 volt AC fan, and I insert 220 volt AC fan. This one is sufficient enough to remove all the excess heat from inside of the unit. And for 120 volt AC, if I use 220 volt AC fan, this works really quiet, makes whole pulser works really quiet. So the next step I do, once I replace the fan, I will close this and hole in the bottom here for main wires for the coil to come out. So it's gonna be a large hole, and you can use you gotta have to measure. This is a PG13 or PG11, either one you can use. In PG11, if you use one, you're gonna have to unscrew this and drill from inside. Let's see if I can show you that. So this piece, you're gonna have to drill from inside at the end in there to make this wall here is pretty thin. So your wires, when this gets squeezed, there is a room for this plastic ends to come out. I just already experiment with this. So with this one you have to cut out in there, and with the PG13 as well. PG13 slightly larger and it's easier to work with this, but once you, as you see how much larger the hole is, so with this it's easier to work, but once you got your wires inside, you have to fill this up with the glue to make sure the wires don't slip out. That's kind of tips about these adapters. And once you drill the holes, the next thing you do is you would use this white, this is a shipping 975supply.com. It's a sticky shipping label. It's a white paper with a sticky back. So I will I would lay it here. At first I would clean it, everything, then I would lay it here and cut out the holes, this hole, that hole, all the holes, and then this markings I use on this Brother printer here, and I have a bunch of them already printed out in here for all kinds of labels for different pulsers. And so whatever I need, and if I don't have something, I just go ahead and print it. And so let's have the smaller size. This printer allows me to print different sizes, but if you can't print the smaller size, you can buy a larger, wider tape and then make multiple lines, and they're gonna end up smaller, and you can print out and later cut out with a sharp knife. So this is how it's gonna look once I finish with preparing this box. Alright guys, if you find this useful, and if you can leave me some comment or give me thumbs up, I would appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.